Okay, so here we are. Test, test. Um, and we've just done this wonderful, let's see if I'm on the right one, circle cross kind of thing. And I actually, here, I'll show you what it looks like in 3D. So I actually added some little rotating crosses, and that's easy to do. You can do that. I won't go over everything, but just, in the Polystar. No, I think it's transform. I animated the rotation. So that was one of the rotations of one of the Polystars. Around, experimented is what you got to do. That's exactly what you have to do. You have to experiment. So what I did was I spun it around at various times. I played with opacity. I played with, various stuff. So rotation, I played with the rotation, as I said, and I animated the rotation. By hitting U, you can see all the different, um, you know, animations you've done. So I just hit U, and you see how this is rotating right here. I would transform Polystar 1. So there's no rotation, and then all of a sudden it starts spinning around right about here. So I kind of offset it and had them spin at different times, and then ending it at 180 right here. So you see this, and then I'm sure a few other ones I rotated as well. I think, let's see, this one right here I rotated shape layer 2. So I did shape layer 5 and shape layer 2, in for rotation, and maybe one other one. But yeah, you can always hit U, just the letter U, to see what you've animated. Okay, moving on now. This is part 3 of the Box 3D whatever tutorial. Loosely, or based on the motion science school of motion animation, graphic motion. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is pre-process this, and this is, well, actually, before I pre-process, notice I have both. What I did was I copied, because I may want to play with this another time. I may want to. So what I did was create a new composition, and always new composition is your friend. And I said circle cross copy, which is right here. And I basically copy and pasted it down here, so it's the same. These are copies of each other. So just in case I want to go back to the original circle cross and change something. So, but in order to really, I don't know, in order to make sense and organize and keep things together, there's a thing you have to do, and you could have 20 of these shape layers, and so many different layers and layers and layers and layers, and you want to condense them down so it's easy to manage. So you select them all, and you control click, and it's called a pre-compose. Now let me circle cross final. I'm gonna say, okay, so I'm gonna call this circle cross final. Okay, see how it's right down there. So it's all been condensed. I am going to just make sure. You always, even though we might create another composition, they won't turn 3D unless you hit this little collapse transformation for vector layer continuously rasterize. It's confusing, but it's right here for you. See this little, make sure that's, and you start that, even though we're probably going to start a new composition, that is the only way that you'll be able to see the 3D part. You have to have hit this. It's really kind of tricky, and it's those one little dots here and there. So, but I'm gonna leave this here, and then I had already did a composition for main dot box 3, so I'm gonna drag that in. So hold on. Okay, I'm gonna do this main box 3, and I'm gonna drag this. Got pre-composed as well, and I'm just gonna see what they look like together. It's almost what I want. So I got these together, and it's enough activity and it's fun. And let's see what it looks like in 3D. Ooh, 3D is not coming out. Oh, you know why? Because I have to hit this little doohickey. All right, so let's try it again. Yes. So this is a lot of fun. Now, where's my music? Let me bring my music in. Okay, so I'm actually going to add the music as well, just to get the vibe going. Okay, now. I like that. And I like it for 5 seconds. 5 seconds is enough for now. Okay, now that we've kind of brought these compositions together, bring in the 3D camera. And the 3D camera is in layer new camera. And we're going to do 2-node camera. Well, sometimes 1-node camera is enough, but today we're going to do 2-node. We're not going to really change any of, anything basically. It's we're going to keep the presets and just go with that. And the camera, if you pop it up, the camera goes right here. Actually, I think I do want custom view. Okay, yeah, that's a better. So you'll see the camera right here. Now you don't want to mess with the anchor point, and what we're gonna do is we're going to animate it. And basically, with a camera, you can zoom in and zoom out and play around, be the left to the right. So you can just kind of like play with that. And you obviously, you need to, hold on, let's do 2 views. Okay, and then 1 view. Why can't one of the views be, sorry, I'm not doing this right. Okay, there. So one of them is like that. Custom view 1. Let's try this. Okay. So we have the camera, and it has this little thing that you can move up and down and back and forth with. You don't want to move point of interest. Let's leave that. But you can move position. And that might be the thing to do, to play with. Okay, so in positions right here, and and you can animate that. So, but just for kicks, see, this is zooming in and this is zooming out. So I'm gonna do something like zoom in. Okay, let's start zoomed out and zoom in. Let's start with like 900. It's not an exact science. So I'm going to start with 900. I'm going to hit the animation. And then right about, 2 seconds in, I want to have zoomed in. So that was minus 900 actually. So I'm going to zoom in to, 675. Okay. And so it's zoomed in, and we've animated the camera a little bit. So we've gotten some movement going on. And then how about when why don't we play with this around and see what that looks like. So it starts at 540. So that's going above, but maybe we want to zoom back out before we do that. So let's go back to 540. And this is experimenting. You're going to be experimenting. Hold on. Look at this. Let's not mess with that yet. Let's zoom back out. And like right about here, let's go back to 900 again. We zoomed in and zoomed out, and I don't know why I just don't click in. You could add, absolutely. Okay, and then let's, around here, let's go above. I think that's what I was working with. We're gonna go above. I like that a lot, actually. So by that amount, that time, we're gonna pan up. I'm just gonna say 300. There's my dog again. Okay. And this is experimenting. It's just experimenting. You play around. You see what it looks like. You save it. And let's look. But again, the camera has to be on the top. And then I don't mess with point of interest. Let that stay for now. And play with the position to animate it. So let's see. Again, you go into camera. You could even hit P, play around with the position, animate it. Hit U to show all the animations going on. Just click aside and just see how it goes. Okay. So there it is. I would work on it a lot more. I would probably pan out further away and pan further in. When you render, make sure that your sound is on, for one thing. Make sure everything is right. It's all three-dimensional. It's all working. It's got your and you just simply export, add to render queue. You make sure that you're at where you want to be, and okay, let's do that. And then you hit render when you've got everything. Best setting, high quality, that sounds good. And that renders. We just hope it works. And but again, I would probably play with it more. I would experiment more, but for the tutorial, let's see what it looks like. Pretty cool. I would make it longer. I would animate it, slow it down a little bit. There's a lot of things I would do with this, but this is good for now.